Okay, back for part two of today's notes. So I worked through number one. I kind of wrote in blue what your process is. I'll work it out for number two, and then three is really quick. Okay, so let's see. I need to find the fourth term through the seventh term. So the fourth term is when I plug in 4 for k. So I get fourth is going to be -2 to the fourth minus 5, which gives me 16 minus 5. That gives me 11. Okay. The fifth term that gets me -32 minus 5, -37. The sixth let's see, 64 minus 5. And then the seventh is where I stop, right? So -2 to the seventh minus 5. -128, -133. So this sum is going to be all these added together. So 11 minus 37 plus 59 minus 133. And what does that give me? -100. Okay, third one looks tough, but it's pretty easy. So I start when j is 1, I stop when j is 5. Well, where is there a j here? There's not, right? So my first term is just 3. Second term is 3. Third, you guessed it, 3. So this is just going to be, let's see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I get 15. Okay. All right, so this is where we get to use a calculator to find the sum. I'm going to say half you guys will have to use these two bullet points, and it's going to look like this in your calculator. That's the unlucky ones. The lucky ones, when you use your sigma notation, you're actually going to have like this image pop up in your screen, and there's going to be blanks for everything, and you can just enter it in as you see it. It's pretty easy. If you want to hop on office hours to ask me how to do it, you can. My calculator does not have that function. I can't show you on here. But here's what this means. Okay, type on the calculator. This is what we want. Okay, this looks like a lot, but to get the sum command, you want to go second stat, go over to math, go down to sum. Okay, then I want sequence, because I'm adding up a sequence. So second stat, I'm going to operations, and I scroll down to sequence. Okay, next comes my explicit formula. So I don't have I squared, the only variable I have is x. So I'm going to do x squared minus 5. X squared minus 5. Then I hit the comma button. Then I want to identify what my variable is, because I need to know where to plug the numbers in. Well, x is my variable, so I just hit x, comma. Then we enter in our lower index number, which is 3. Then we enter in the top index number, which is 8. I hit enter. So what this is doing is it's calculating, okay, if I plug in 3, what do I get? If I plug in 4, what do I get? 5, what do I get? All the way through 8, and then it adds those results together, and we get 169. Okay. Okay, so 4 is kind of a tough one. Most of this comes from plugging it in correctly. So let's do this again. So second stat, second stat, sequence. Okay, so next I want explicit formula. So this is the hardest part. So 2 to the x minus 1, 2 to the x minus 1. divided by, and then I want this whole denominator in parentheses. Okay, so whole denominator in parentheses. But I also want this -1 in a parenthesis of its own, because I want to make sure that negative is included with the exponent, times x squared, close the parenthesis. Okay, comma. Then we want the variable is x. My bottom index number is 4, top index number 98. And this is going to be thinking for a while. Because think about the numbers you're plugging in. That's a pretty complicated formula, and you're plugging in 95 numbers. We get 1.09 times 10 to the 25th power. And again, that means take this number 1.09, multiply it by 10 to the 25th. Basically, we're going to move this decimal over 25 spots. So that's going to be a huge number. Okay. All right. So you're on your own with the rest of them. Check the answer key if you need it, and check out everything else with the post that I put up on Classroom. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.